Hello there, YouTube. Crystal Walker again. Gonna do a review. I know I've been posting up quite a bit of stuff. Like I'm gonna be doing it every other day. I'll post up a review. Uh, just gonna do something like that. Like I said, I've got a vacation, so that's why I'm posting a whole bunch of reviews. Just to sort of not to keep you guys to keep you guys busy is all I'm trying to say on my channel. But today I want to review the classic Arnie 1985 action film Commando. Let's party. But somewhere, somehow, someone's gonna pay. A movie I grew up on. One of the first Arnie. I think the first Arnie films I saw were Terminator, T2, this, and Total Recall, Raw Deal. I pretty much saw all his good movies first. Conan the Barbarian. Yeah. This is action at its maybe at its greatest. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest action movie ever because it's not, but action wise, you want just pretty much almost pure balls to the wall death. This movie is what you're looking for. So the plot of this movie, plain and simple, is about a retired commando named John Matrix. The name John Matrix. That name alone is someone I would like to stay away from. But it's John Matrix, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's living in his cabin with his daughter, played by Alyssa Milano, of all choices. But one day these group of people decide to kill off all the units in Arnie's old unit back when he was fighting in the war, and so the guys come over and they try to kill him, and they kidnap his daughter, and they manage to. He has this chase where he gets in this truck and he's going over the hill, so the truck crashes, explodes. He gets caught. He gets a tranquilizer gun, and it turns out that Bennett, played by Vernon Wells, who's also in The Road Warrior, one of my favorite action movies, but he's also in The Road Warrior. Bennett joined up with this group of men, and the main guy, who's the leader of this group of people, played by Dan Hedaya, who was in To Die For, Usual Suspects, everything. Dan Hedaya wants Arnold to assassinate oh Jesus Christ, did the word escape me? One that wants to assassinate the dictator of this country, but so he hops on a plane with one of Dan Hedaya's henchmen, and he ends up killing him. He goes out, jumps off the plane, meets a stewardess played by Ray Don Chong, and they both decide to go rescue Arnie's daughter from the bad guys. And that's the plot. That's a much longer rendition of the plot. It pretty much is guys steal Arnold's daughter. Arnold grabs guns and goes after the men and kills everybody in the process. Yeah, this movie is just chock full of action. I mean, the ending sequence alone is I think it's around 20 minutes long. 20 minutes. Around 20 minutes. It's maybe 10, 12, 15 of just about pure balls to the wall, just gun violence. It's almost breathtaking how many people get killed at the end of this movie. About 95 people get killed at the end. That's not a joke. That's around an estimated count. He uses M60, grenades, a rocket launcher, or just an AK-47, an Uzi, a Desert Eagle, a 12-gauge shotgun, especially in one of the coolest scenes of the movie, where he goes into a shed after he's been wounded, and he gets a machete, an axe, and a buzzsaw, and he throws the buzzsaw and it cuts off the top of this dude's scalp, and then he takes the axe and does it right into the dude's groin, and then he cuts off this one guy's arm with a machete. And no, I don't have the director's cut, which is, I believe, it's out of print now. It's pissed off, because it's got way more violence than this R-rated cut, which still has a little bit of violence in it. Yeah, oh yes. But I mean, the unrated cut is like brutal. But and when it concerns the shed scene, but uh, it's directed by Mark Lester, who directed such gems such as Showdown in Little Tokyo, which is a total guilty pleasure. A lot of fun. That's a very fun buddy movie. But whole bunch of people are in this. Bill Duke from Predator's in this. Like I said, Vernon Wells is in this. Dan Hedaya is in this. Even freaking David Patrick Kelly is in this. And David Patrick Kelly, if you don't know who he is, was he was the main guy, and he was in a lot of Walter Hill movies. Like he played the bad guy in The Warrior. In The Warriors, he played the leader of the Rogues, and he played Luther in 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy, another Walter Hill classic. He's like the go-to weasel for your 1980s action movie. But Dave Patrick Kelly's in there, as well as Bill Duke, like I said. Who else? That's about it. But the one-liners in this movie are hilarious. Like, some of the greatest ever. It's comedy gold. Stuff like when he snaps the dude's neck on the airplane and puts the hat on him. And he's like, "Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired." Or the part where Bill Duke has the gun and he's like, "Fuck you, asshole." He clicks the gun. And then Arnold's like, "Fuck you, asshole." And then Bill Duke's like, this Green Beret is gonna kick your ass. And then Arnold's like, "Well, I eat Green Berets for breakfast, and right now I'm very hungry." And he punches him in the face, and that's a hilarious part. And then he knocks him like this onto like part of a chair, and it impales him. But another great, probably the best one-liner in the entire film, is when he encounters Dave Patrick Kelly, takes him, holds him over the cliff. Because in the scene earlier on the airport, at the beginning of the movie, he's like, "You're a funny guy, Sully. That's why I'm going to kill you last." So he hangs him over the cliff later on in the film, and he's like, "Remember, Sully, this is my weak arm. Remember when I promised to kill you last?" "Yes, Matrix, you did." "I lied." And he drops him off the cliff. I mean, that right there is just classic Schwarzenegger. This movie is great. It's cheesy. It's balls to the wall action. Just, I mean, a great Arnold movie. I think it's one of Arnold's best, actually. Definitely in my top 5 favorite Arnold films. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Love Commando. Wonderful action movie from the mid-'80s. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I'm Christopher Walker, and I'll see you later.